Well, hello folks, welcome to the channel. I am the Custard Prophet, and this is a little channel update, a Merry Christmas channel update from me. Been a while since I've done one of these things, and I thought when better to do it than Christmas Day, when everyone's desperately going to be wanting to watch a man in a hat in front of a generic Christmas scene. Yes, so that's pretty much all Christmas telly covered, isn't it? So I want to go through a few bits and pieces since this channel update. I think the last one of these was, I think, in October, just after we reached that 1,000 subscriber mark and all of the fun and games that entailed. So I want to give it a little bit of an update on how things have gone since then. I also want to talk about the stuff that we've got on the channel at the minute. And also the stuff that might be coming to the channel in the future. As always, I'm very much looking for your input, your ideas, and all of those things. Okay, so let's start off. So first of all, I want to say Merry Christmas to you all, and a big thank you for your support over the last year, and many of you for a lot longer beyond that. It's been a really eventful year on the channel, and the biggest milestone that we've ever had has happened not so long ago when we hit that 1,000 subscriber milestone, and we were able to start to monetize the stuff that's on the channel. That wasn't one of the big things. It was just kind of being able to hit that milestone. It's such a sort of huge one that that's been on my radar for as long as I've done this channel, which is a long time, and to actually get that was fantastic. And so I'm really happy to have done that. And in monetizing the channel, you know, I'm not expecting to get a huge amount from it, just a few quid here and there. It just means that at least I can feel it's a little bit more reasonable, that I can put a little bit of time into this, and I can really enjoy it, and I do get a little bit of something back, and I can spend a couple of quid here and there on sort of new games that might be coming to the channel without sort of feeling guilty about it. So that's been a wonderful thing, and thank you to all of the folks who have watched the videos, who have watched the adverts. That's always massively appreciated. I know it is really annoying, but if you watch the adverts, that is awesome. I try and keep them to a minimum, just before and after. I said I was going to play with the position of the adverts. I've not done that at all. It's just before and after, so hopefully they haven't been kind of getting in the way of your enjoyment of the content. I want to say a massive thank you to the 7 folks who signed up to be channel members. They signed up a while ago, and all of them are still signed up, so that is absolutely fantastic. And get a little bit of money from that, and annoyingly YouTube do take a fairly significant cut of that. About half of the money that you put in, YouTube take that as their cut, which I think is ridiculous, but I guess that's why a lot of people go over to other mechanisms to monetize or get a little bit something, or support the channel. But we'll carry on with this because it makes it all a little bit easier. But massive thank you to all of you folks for doing that. I really appreciate it. If it gets too expensive at any point, please tone down the membership to a lower tier, or just stop. So I won't be annoyed. If you do feel like you want to join as a channel member, all the details are down below, and you can you can do this or look at this by clicking the join button. I think all the details are in there. I think there's also, if you just fancy giving a one-off thank you, there is the super thanks option, which is also somewhere down below the video. So I think it's labelled as thanks. I've no idea how that works, but all these things are there if you are wanting to support the channel. But there is absolutely no requirement to do that. There is very few perks of being a channel member. You might get the odd video a little bit earlier. You will get a shout out at the end of the video, and you go on the little list at the end. There are a few other bits and pieces depending on what level of member you decide to be. But it's all fun and games, and it does all help the channel. So thank you very much, folks, for your support. Now, in terms of going forward and what the channel, there has been a sort of relatively significant change to how we've done things with the channel over the last couple of years, where it used to be very Football Manager focused. It's a bit less Football Manager focused now, and we brought in other simulation content, and I've really enjoyed doing that. I've played some cracking games and enjoyed some different sort of content, which I think it's brought a lot of different people to the channel. There's pros and cons with that, and I think certainly one of the things that you've got to think about is whether actually, in having such a variety of content, although it is all simulation games, is that going to drive people away from the channel, or are people going to be happy enough to have a variety of stuff on the channel, and they only are going to look at a certain part of that and not get annoyed by notifications for other videos that they're not interested in? I don't know what the answer is to that. I think a lot of people do split their channels, but for the size of channel I've got, I don't think it makes sense to do that. So I'm not planning on doing that anytime soon. One of the things I do want to do, though, is I want to change the channel banner, and I'm going to hopefully be doing that over the Christmas period just to refresh that, because it's still very Football Manager focused, and I haven't changed it since I stopped my affiliation with Passion for FM. So that all does need to be updated. It's not going to be a colour change or anything. It's just going to be a bit of a spruce up to make it look a little bit more like it will reflect a little bit better what goes on the channel. So keep an eye out for that. I have been hoping to maybe do a little bit of an update for the channel logo. I tried to do that about a year ago. I approached someone to help me with that, but didn't really go anywhere. But that might be something that happens at some point in the next year. It's not something on the immediate future, but I would kind of like a little updated logo, something that's a bit not something that I've created. Well, not something like that I've created using PowerPoint. It'll hopefully be a little bit better and a little bit look a little bit more professional. Okay, in terms of content on the channel, we've had some really good stuff, I think, on the Football Manager side. In terms of Football Manager 24, which came out round about when we hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, we did a beta save with Brentford. We did 2 seasons with Brentford. I think it lasted for 19 episodes, and had a really, really successful time there. Really enjoyed myself with that save. Could have gone on another season or two, but actually we got to a couple of finals in the at the end of the save, the last 2 episodes. I'm not going to tell you how we got on in those, and if you do want to know, go back and have a little watch, because they're both entertaining games, and maybe not the results you're expecting at the end of them, given how things go. So to replace that for FM24, we've now started our main save. We started this in early December, and this was a save with Wisla Krakow in the Polish league. So they're a team that dropped down into the second division of the Polish league system, and they had won the league title, the main league title, 13 times. So one of the big teams, one of the most successful teams in Poland. But I've fallen on hard times. So we started that. We're about halfway through. I think as I record this, 4 videos have been released. I've recorded another 2 that will be released over the Christmas period, and I'm really enjoying it. It's absolutely a huge amount of fun, and as always, I love these one club saves. So we'll be enjoying that. Alongside all of this, my FM23 ABC Journeyman will continue. Less frequently than it was previously, but it's going to tick over in the background. It seems to be a lot of people still enjoying that, and I'm still enjoying the challenge there. So the idea there is that we're only able to manage a team initially starting with A, and we can only then we can only increase that when we win a trophy. So when we win a trophy or get promoted, we can then get a B, a C, D, E, F, and G. We started at the 10th league. 10th tier English football, and we're currently in League One with Bristol Rovers, and we have unlocked all the clubs from A all the way to E, and we're hopefully, if we get promoted, we can unlock those Fs. But the final goal is to try and win the Champions League with one of those clubs, which is, I don't know, it still feels miles away, but I think it's been really fun to try and get there. And outside of that, obviously we've got the Tennis Manager content on the channel. The Tennis Manager 2022 save, that was I stopped that a little while ago. It just made sense, and we've gone forward with the Tennis Manager 23 content. Bizarrely, last year that was getting quite a lot of, the equivalent save was getting some good views at this time still, but the current tennis content isn't really getting great views. I'm still enjoying making it, but it's a bit disappointing the view counts in comparison to the FM stuff, which actually is doing quite well, whereas last year it wasn't doing that well. So it's all a bit weird. And I guess the other thing that's going on is the Euro Truck Simulator 2 content. So we started that, I think, just in summer, and we've really been enjoying that. We added all the DLCs, and the West Balkans DLC came out, and we've been sort of showcasing that, looking around that, and some videos have done really, really well from that. And I think of all of the saves I've got going, the average kind of view count is highest in those particular videos. So really looking forward to seeing where that goes. We've got the Greece DLC that's on the way. No idea when that's coming out, but it will be out at some point next year, I imagine, and we'll be looking to dive into Greece when we need to. So that's everything that's on the channel at the minute. What is coming? Well, I mean, all these saves, we plan to keep these going for the long term. I don't think any of them look like they are finishing anytime soon. But there will be things that we add to that, as well as the DLCs, for example, the Greece DLC that I was talking about, that we will be looking at within those games. There are some other things on the horizon. So announced has been the Tidal Wave DLC for Gas Station Simulator. Now, if you remember, Gas Station Simulator was a game that we looked at, did a full playthrough, as well as all the available DLCs earlier in the year. So they've got a new DLC coming out, and this is quite a cool one. This looks amazing. This is set in a completely different location on a desert or tropical island, not desert island. And you're managing a gas station, but you're managing a gas station there. But you've also got to hire scuba gear out, and I think you've got gas for boats which can pull up, and you've got to deal with a maniacal shark, which is apparently the replacement for Dennis. As well as a bunch of other things. So it's basically Gas Station Simulator but on an island, so we'll definitely be having a look at that. There's also the Shady Deals DLC, which seems to have been shelved to some degree, but when that comes out, we'll also be having a look at that one, and that will just carry on our previous save, Gas Station Simulator save. I guess we'll need to start a new one when the Tidal Wave DLC comes out, because that feels like it isn't going to be you're not going to be able to continue that. That feels quite kind of separate. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that plays out, and I'm sure we'll have a lot of good fun with that. So in terms of other things that are coming to the channel, I have been looking at another game, and I've been kind of itching to put something new on the channel. I know there's probably not a lot of space to do that, particularly as January comes and things get busy again, but as things stand, I am looking to do that. And the game that I've kind of got in my mind to do this with is a game called Ranch Simulator, which I don't know a vast amount. I've played a little bit of it, and I've not looked at any content on YouTube or anything for that, but it just looks like exactly the sort of game that would fit with what goes on the channel really well. It kind of feels like a mix somewhere between Gas Station Simulator, Farming Simulator 22, and maybe House Flipper as well. It's kind of a mishmash of all three of those. There's all sorts of things that seem to be able to go on in there. You can grow a whole range of crops. You can go off hunting. You need to build up your house. You have to rip everything down and start again, and you can put all sorts of things and it just looks a massive game and looks an awful lot of fun. So plan is we'll start a save with that. If it's really enjoyable, and mainly if I'm enjoying it, not so much if you're enjoying it, but if it is really fun, then I'll just keep on going, and we'll just put those episodes out as and when. If it's not, we'll just say that was fun, but we'll stop there, and we'll just see how things go. It's got great reviews on Steam, so we'll see how things go with that. I don't know if any of you have played that. Let me know if you have and what your thoughts are on the game. Okay, folks, those are the plans at the minute. That's where we are with the channel. We're almost there at 1,100 subs, so that'll be a nice thing to get to in the next few weeks or so. I think we're about 8 or so subs away from getting that. But I want to say Happy New Year again to you all. Happy Christmas. Thank you to all of those folks who've been watching the videos, who've been leaving the ads on, who have pledged a little bit of money to support the channel. It is all incredibly helpful, and it's mad that anyone would do that for this lunatic of a channel that I've put together. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, folks, right, get back to your Christmas dinners. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. All new folks, please subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss any of the cool content that I was talking about there. Leave a comment, let me know games that you think might be good on the channel, and what you think about the plans going forward, and anything else really that you want to share. And I'll hopefully see you on another video very, very shortly. See you again, and Merry Christmas. Bye bye.